Whoosh! Did you feel that surge? Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we grab the coolest bits of knowledge and really power them up for you.
Indeed. And today, well, we're unlocking a treasure chest just overflowing with possibilities for every adventurer out there. You know, the good stuff.
You absolutely nailed it, and thanks to your curiosity, we're heading out on a grand expedition into, honestly, one of the most exciting parts of Dungeons & Dragons. Magic items. We've got the official basic rules right here from D&D Beyond as our map. It's a really comprehensive guide to all these fantastical tools.
Our quest today, basically, is to make you a master of magical gear. So whether you're a seasoned hero, with a bag already full of enchanted trinkets, or maybe a fresh-faced newbie dreaming of wielding some legendary sword, we'll equip you with the knowledge you need to really understand and use these incredible items effectively.
Think of this as your shortcut, to becoming a magic item guru. We're not just going to list things off.
Right.
We're going deep. We'll explore how they work, why they matter, and honestly, how they can inject some serious fun into your D&D games. So, you ready to dive in and discover the secrets of these enchanted treasures?
Absolutely. Let's start with, the crucial first step for a lot of magic items, forming that magical bond. Attunement.
Okay, right, attunement. Definitely sounds like something straight out of a wizard's spell book, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's actually a really important game mechanic. The basic rules lay out exactly how this works, and it's not quite as simple as just picking up a glowing sword and, running into battle.
That's exactly right. Attunement means a creature has to dedicate a whole short rest just to focusing on one single magic item.
Okay.
And you've got to maintain physical contact the whole time. So this isn't the time to, catch up on watch duty or mend your armor.
No multitasking.
No, it's a focused period of connection. You can sort of think of it as getting to know the item, on a deeper level.
Like a magical meet and greet. Okay, this short rest. It can't be the same one where you figure out what the item actually does, can it?
Correct.
You need to identify it first.
Right.
Right, maybe with a spell or spending some downtime before you can start attuning, like reading the IKEA instructions before you try building the magical widget.
Precisely. The rules are really clear here. The short rest for attunement must be separate from any rest you use to learn the item's properties.
Okay.
It's a definite two-step process. First, understand what it is. Then you bond with it. And this prevents players from just immediately benefiting from super powerful magic items without any, investment.
So you're there, you're totally focused on this cool new amulet you just found. Maybe you're tracing its intricate carvings or just holding it tight. What happens at the end of this short rest? Assuming you weren't interrupted, what do you actually get?
Well, if that short rest goes uninterrupted, the creature basically develops this intuitive understanding of how to use any magical properties the item might have. This includes grasping any secret command words needed to unleash its special powers. It's kind of like the item whispers its secrets directly to you.
Command words. Those always sound so dramatic in the game.
Yeah.
Gotta write those down, right? So you don't accidentally yell the wrong thing in a super tense moment?
Definitely.
So what if you decide to skip the attunement? What if you just find a ring of evasion, slap it on, and hope for the best?
Well, if an item requires attunement and you haven't done it, you generally only gain its non-magical benefits. Unless, of course, the item's description specifically says otherwise.
Okay.
So, for example, a magic shield might still give you the base AC bonus of a regular shield, sure.
Yeah.
But it's magical extras, like maybe resistance to lightning damage.
Yeah.
That won't kick in until you've attuned to it. It's kind of like having a smartphone that needs activation before you can use all the cool apps.
That makes perfect sense. It stops everyone from just loading up on every single magic item they find and becoming, unstoppable instantly.
Exactly. Game balance.
Now, once you are attuned to an item, how do you actually put it to use? It usually involves wearing it or wielding it, doesn't it?
Correct. Magic items designed to be worn, they must be used in the way they were intended. It's pretty logical.
Right.
Boots go on your feet, gloves on hands, headwear on your head, rings on fingers. Armor needs to be properly donned, shields strapped to your arm, cloaks fastened securely. Weapons, obviously, must be held in hand to be effective. It's all pretty intuitive, really.
Seems straightforward enough, though I've always wondered, what about those really ornate magic robes or uniquely sized armor? Do they magically resize themselves?
Oh, good question.
What happens if a tiny gnome finds plate armor clearly made for some towering half-orc?
So in most cases, the basic rules tell us that magic items meant to be worn are actually adaptable. They can fit creatures of different sizes and builds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, many magical garments are described as easily adjustable or even as magically conforming to the wearer's form. You can just think of it as the magic itself ensuring a, comfortable fit.
That's super convenient. Saves a lot of hassle with like magical tailors and make sure that cool loot is actually usable.
Definitely.
But the rules do mention some exceptions to this general adaptability, don't they?
They do. The dungeon master always has the final say here. They can rule that certain items might only properly fit creatures of a specific size or maybe even a specific race, if it makes sense within the story.
Okay.
The examples they give are like dromade armor potentially fitting only elves because of its unique construction, or dwarves forging items specifically tailored for their, stout frames. These exceptions add flavor and can even become plot points.
That adds a nice layer of realism, actually. World building. Okay, what about our adventuring companions who aren't humanoid? Say, a centaur finds a pair of boots of speed, or a gelatinous cube stumbles upon a ring of protection somehow.
Right. This is another area where the DM's wise judgment comes into play. The rules basically advise using your common sense.
Makes sense.
So while a ring might reasonably be worn on, say, a tentacle or maybe even a hoof, boots probably not going to be functional on a creature with a serpentine lower body.
Yeah, probably not.
It's about thinking practically, but, within the fantastic context of your game.
Got it. So generally, magic wearables are adaptable, but DMs have the power to make rulings based on specific situations. Now, this next part can get a little tricky to visualize. How many of the same type of magic item can you wear at once? Could I, theoretically wear multiple magic rings? Or stack a few enchanted cloaks for extra protection?
Ah, the stacking question. The rules take a pretty common sense approach here, mainly to prevent, ridiculous stacking of magical effects.
Right.
Normally, a character can't wear more than one item from each of these main categories: footwear, gloves or gauntlets, bracers, armor, headwear, and cloaks.
Okay.
So no wearing 3 pairs of magical boots to, triple your speed.
One of each main slot. That makes sense for game balance. Otherwise, you just have characters looking like walking Christmas trees of enchanted gear.
Exactly. But again, I think you're right. There might be some minor exceptions to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of wiggle room for, logical exceptions. For instance, the rule suggests that a character might be able to wear, say, a circlet underneath a helmet without issue because they occupy different spaces.
Oh, okay.
Similarly, layering 2 cloaks might be permissible if it kind of fits the narrative and doesn't grant, redundant magical benefits. But these are definitely the exceptions that prove the rule.
Okay, so one enchanted hat is usually the limit. Got it.
Yeah.
What about magic items that come in pairs? Like boots of striding and springing or bracers of defense. If you only find one boot, do you get half the benefit?
No, the basic rules are quite clear on this one. Items that are meant to be used as a pair only grant their magical benefits if both items of the pair are worn.
Both or nothing.
Exactly. So finding just one boot of striding and springing, it won't give you any enhanced leaping or running. You need the complete set to unlock their magic. It's kind of like needing both halves of a key to open a magical lock.
No mixing and matching for paired items. Got it. So we've covered how to attune, how to wear them, how many you can typically have equipped. Now let's get to the really exciting part. Actually using these enchanted goodies. How do you activate the magic within an item?
Right, activation. Using a magic item often requires a specific action on your part.
Okay.
This could be anything, really. Holding it aloft and speaking a command word, presenting a holy symbol, performing some other specific action. The precise method of activation is always detailed in the description of the individual magic item. Think of it like each item having its own unique way of saying, okay, time to work my magic.
Command words are so classic. They add a real sense of mystery. You know, you find this ornate wand, you know it's magical, but what's the secret incantation?
Exactly.
And what about those magic items that let you cast spells? Do your own spell-casting abilities or limitations come into play when you're using them?
Yes, absolutely. If a magic item lets you cast a spell using your spellcasting ability, and you happen to have more than one.
Like a multi-class character.
Yeah, exactly. You get to choose which of your spellcasting abilities to use. So, say a cleric with high wisdom, but also decent charisma, is using a magical mace to cast a command.
Okay.
They could choose whether to use their wisdom or charisma modifier for the spell save DC.
That's good to know. Offers some flexibility for those multi-talented characters.
Yeah.
Now, what about those of us who aren't, naturally gifted in the arcane arts. What about a brave fighter or a sneaky rogue who finds a magic wand? Can they use it effectively?
So for individuals who don't inherently have spellcasting ability through their class, the rules specify that their spellcasting ability modifier, just for the purpose of using that magic item, is treated as +0.
+0.
However, and this is important, their proficiency bonus does still apply if the item's use calls for, say, a spell attack roll or saving throw that scales with proficiency. So even a non-spellcaster becomes more adept at using magical effects as they gain levels and their proficiency bonus increases.
That's a crucial point. So a higher level rogue with like the use magic device feature could actually become quite proficient at wielding a variety of magical items, even spellcasting ones.
Definitely.
Now, we all know some magical items have a limited number of uses, right? They have charges you need to track.
Exactly. Many magic items operate on a charge-based system. The number of charges an item holds initially is usually revealed when the identify spell is cast on it.
Okay.
And also when a creature successfully attunes to it. So you'll know right away how much magical juice your new wand of magic missiles has.
So you'll know if you can go Nova right away or if you need to conserve those precious charges. And what happens when these charged items start running low? How do they get their power back?
When a magic item has the ability to regain charges, the creature attuned to it typically becomes aware of how many charges have been replenished when that happens.
Right.
The most common time for recharge is at dawn, but the specific conditions and timing will always be noted right there in the item's individual description.
Okay. Attunement, wearing, wielding, activation. Charges. We've laid the groundwork. We know how magic items function in general. Now for the really exciting part. Let's delve into the incredible variety of actual magic items you might find. The basic rules offer a fantastic starting point, beginning with enchanted armor.
Indeed. Let's kick off with adamantine armor. This is fantastic for any frontline fighter, anyone who wants to shrug off those particularly nasty blows.
How's it work?
While you're wearing it, any critical hit against you just becomes a normal hit.
Wow, it just cancels the crit.
Yep, it's a real game changer against those high-damage, crit-focused enemies.
Definitely a lifesaver.
Yeah.
No more sudden bursts of double damage from lucky monster attacks.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have the straightforward but always welcome armor +1, +2, or +3.
The classic.
These do exactly what they sound like. They provide a direct bonus to your armor class based on the armor's rarity. Simple, but incredibly effective for staying alive.
Moving up in power a bit, we hit the legendary armor of invulnerability. This is plate armor, looks imposing, and it grants you resistance to all non-magical damage while you wear it.
Resistance to all non-magical, that's huge.
It is, and as an action, once per dawn, you can even become completely immune to all non-magical damage for a full 10 minutes. Imagine the possibilities there.
That's absolutely incredible. Wading through a hail of arrows, tanking a siege weapon.
Oh, wow.
Okay. We also have the versatile armor of resistance.
Right. This one grants you resistance to one specific type of damage. The DM usually chooses this type, or maybe it's determined randomly.
What types can it be?
Acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder. So it offers tailored protection against certain threats. It requires attunement and can be light, medium, or heavy armor.
And its counterpart, which sounds a bit riskier, the armor of vulnerability.
Yeah, this one's also plate armor, needs attunement. It grants you resistance to one of the 3 physical damage types, bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing, DM's choice again. However, it comes with a vulnerability to another physical damage type, also picked by the DM. So it adds a kind of strategic element, risk versus reward.
Definitely something to consider carefully.
Yeah.
Then there are some more specialized types, like Dwarven Plate.
Ah, yes, Dwarven Plate. Very rare. Not only does it give a solid +2 bonus to your AC,
Nice.
but it also lets you use your reaction to reduce any forced movement you experience on the ground by up to 10 feet. Perfect for, holding your ground like a dwarf.
Very thematic.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Elven Chain.
Right, Elven Chain. This is a rare chain shirt. It gives a +1 bonus to AC, and crucially, it allows you to be considered proficient in wearing it, even if your class doesn't normally grant medium armor proficiency.
Oh, that's fantastic for, like, rogues or wizards.
Exactly.
Oh.
A great option for classes wanting a bit more protection without sacrificing their core abilities. Needs attunement, though.
Gotcha. We also have Glamored Studded Leather, rare again, +1 AC bonus. But the cool part is you can use a bonus action to magically change its appearance.
How?
You can make it look like fine clothes, or a completely different style of armor. It keeps its bulk and weight, but the look changes. Perfect for infiltration or just, looking stylish on your adventures. Needs attunement.
Very sneaky. And who could forget the plate armor of etherealness? Legendary stuff.
Etherealness, wow.
Yep. Plate armor needs attunement. With a simple command word, which you utter as an action, you can just become ethereal for up to 10 minutes, once per dawn.
So you can just walk through walls, avoid attacks.
Pretty much an amazing escape route or scouting tool. The effect ends early if you remove the armor or use the command word again.
That's incredible utility.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to shields. The basic rules detailed the shield +1, +2, or +3.
Simple and effective.
Yeah, give a magical bonus to your AC. In addition to the normal +2 AC, a regular shield offers. Every point of AC counts, right?
Absolutely. But not all magic shields are purely defensive. There's the intriguing shield of missile attraction. Rare, needs attunement.
Missile attraction, that sounds bad.
Well, it does grant you resistance to damage from ranged weapon attacks, so that's good.
Okay.
But it comes with a significant drawback, a curse. It redirects any ranged attack made against a creature within 10 feet of you to target you instead.
Whoa. So you become a bullet magnet.
Pretty much. It's a real take one for the team kind of item. Very risky.
Definitely a double-edged shield.
Oh.
Okay, finally, for armor and shields, we have the Spell Guard shield. Very rare. Needs attunement.
No, this one's purely beneficial. It grants you advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Advantage on saves. Nice.
And spell attacks made against you have disadvantage. This is a must-have for any frontliner who's constantly facing enemy mages.
Absolutely. Excellent overview of magical defenses. Now, let's arm ourselves for offense. What kind of enchanted weapons does the basic rules armory offer?
Right. Let's get to the pointy bits. We begin with the humble but effective ammunition +1, +2, or +3.
So magic arrows, bolts, sling bullets.
Exactly. They grant a bonus to both your attack and damage rolls based on their rarity, uncommon, rare, or very rare.
Simple bonus.
Yep. But it's important to remember, once they hit their target, they lose their magic and just become ordinary ammunition.
Okay, so make every shot count.
Indeed. Then we have the very rare arrow of slaying. These are nasty. They're specifically designed to take down certain types of creatures.
Like dragons?
Exactly, or specific kinds of dragons or giants or whatever the DM decides the slaying type is. If you hit your designated target type, they have to make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Then if they fail?
They take an extra 60-10 piercing damage, half damage on a successful save. But just like the +X ammo, the arrow becomes non-magical after delivering that extra punch.
Ouch. Okay, next up is the Berserker Axe. Any axe, rare, needs attunement. Gives a +1 to attack and damage.
Sounds good so far.
And increases your hit point maximum by 1 per level you have. Also good. But beware. It's cursed.
There's the catch.
Big catch. You become unwilling to part with it. You have disadvantage on attack rolls with other weapons while any foes within 60 feet. And, if you take damage, you might be forced into a Berserk Rage. DC 15 Wisdom save to avoid it.
What happens if you fail?
You must attack the nearest creature with the axe, friend or foe.
Yikes. Sounds like a weapon with a real temper. Okay, then there's the Sinister Dagger of Venom. Rare.
+1 attack and damage. Simple enough.
Right, but as an action, once per dawn, you can coat its blade with a potent poison.
Ooh.
If you hit with it, the target has to make a DC 15 Constitution save. Fail. They take 2d10 poison damage and are poisoned for 1 minute.
Nasty little surprise. Okay, for something a bit more, animated.
Yeah.
We have the fascinating Dancing Sword. Very rare, needs attunement, any sword.
Dancing Sword, how does that work?
As a bonus action, you command it to hover, fly up to 30 feet, and attack a creature you can see within 5 feet of it.
It attacks on its own.
Yep. Use your attack and damage roll modifiers. It can make up to 4 attacks, then it magically returns to your hand. It stops if you grab it or move more than 30 feet away. Like having a spectral bodyguard with a blade.
That's pretty cool. Okay, the Legendary Defender. Any sword needs attunement.
This one sounds powerful.
It is a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls, but its special ability is really interesting. On your first attack each round, you can choose to transfer that +3 bonus from your attack roll to your armor class instead.
Whoa. So you sacrifice offense for defense.
Exactly, until the start of your next turn. Talk about versatile.
Indeed. And for those who frequently face scaly adversaries, there's the Dragon Slayer. Rare, any sword.
Let me guess. Good against dragons.
You got it. +1 attack and damage normally, but against creatures of the dragon type, it deals an extra 3d6 damage on a hit.
3d6, that's hefty.
Yeah. And the rules kindly point out that dragon type includes things like dragon turtles and wyverns, too.
Good to know. Okay, then we have the Mighty Dwarven Thrower. Very rare warhammer, needs attunement, but only by a dwarf.
Ah, the racial restriction again. So it's special.
It's a +3 magical warhammer, and as the name suggests, you can throw it. Normal range 20 feet, long range 60.
Nice.
It deals an extra 1d8 bludgeoning damage on a hit, or a whopping 2d8 against giants, and the best part, after you throw it, it magically flies back to your hand.
Instant return. That's awesome for dwarves. Okay, following that, the iconic Flame Ton. Rare, any sword, needs attunement.
The fiery sword.
Yep. Bonus action, you cause it to erupt in magical flames. While it's lit, it sheds bright light, 40 feet, and dim light, another 40 feet, and deals an extra 2d6 fire damage on a hit.
2d6 fire. Solid.
You can use another bonus action to put the flames out, or if you drop it or sheath it.
Another classic. And it's a giant-sized counterpart, the Giant Slayer. Rare, any axe or sword.
Let me guess. Good against giants.
You're catching on. +1 attack and damage, extra 2d6 damage against giants, and that includes ettins and trolls.
2d6 again.
Nice. Plus, if you hit a giant, it has to make a DC 15 strength save or fall prone. Knock them down.
Sweet. Okay, for the truly noble warriors, we have the revered Holy Avenger. Legendary, any sword, needs attunement by a paladin.
Holy Avenger. Sounds epic.
It is a significant +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls. Against fiends and undead, it deals an extra 2d10 radiant damage.
2d10 radiant.
Wow. And there's more. While you wield it, you project an aura. You and all friendly creatures within 10 feet get advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Oh, an AoE save advantage.
Yeah, and if you're a paladin of 17th level or higher, that aura extends out to 30 feet.
A truly righteous weapon. Okay, we also have the simple but effective Javelin of Lightning, uncommon.
Javelin of Lightning?
Yeah, when you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning. Forms a 5-foot wide line that extends out 100 feet from you.
A lightning bolt from a javelin.
Yep. Everyone in the line makes a DC 13 dexterity save, takes 46 lightning damage on a failed save, half on a success.
46.
And then, remarkably, the lightning reforms back into the javelin in your hand. And if your initial throw hit the target, it deals the normal javelin damage plus an extra 46 lightning damage on that hit.
That's a shocking amount of damage from one uncommon javelin.
Wow. Okay then, for those who like a bit of everything, there's the legendary Luck Blade. Any sword needs attunement. It's a +1 sword, grants a +1 bonus to all your saving throws, and it has the power of luck. Once per dawn, you can reroll 1 attack roll, ability check, or saving throw you just made.
Built-in reroll. Nice.
But wait, there's more. Some luck blades, the really good ones, contain charges of the incredibly powerful Wish spell. Usually 104 -1 charges when found.
Wish magic and a sword. That's a game changer right there.
Ow.
Okay, moving on, we have the Mace of Disruption. Rare mace needs attunement.
Disruption. Sounds like it's good against certain things.
Exactly. Fiends and undead. It deals an extra 2d6 radiant damage to them.
2d6 radiant. Okay. And if a fiend or undead takes damage from this mace and has 25 hit points or fewer left, it has to make a DC 15 wisdom save.
Oh, what?
Or be instantly destroyed. Poof. Gone.
Whoa. Instant death.
For low HP fiends and undead, yeah. On a successful save, they're just frightened until the end of their next turn. Oh, and the mace also sheds light, bright 20 feet, dim 20 feet.
Sounds like the perfect tool for dispatching the unholy. Okay, the Mace of Smiting. Rare mace.
Smiting. Constructs, maybe.
You've got it. +1 attack and damage normally, but it's +3 against constructs.
Okay.
On a natural 20 attack roll against any target, it deals an extra 7 bludgeoning damage, or 14 against constructs.
Ouch.
And, similar to the Disruption Mace, if a construct has 25 HP or fewer after taking damage from this mace, destroyed instantly.
A Golem Breaker for sure. And the ominous Mace of Terror. Well, the name says it all. Rare mace needs attunement.
Terror. How does that work?
It has 3 charges, regains 1d3 daily. By expending 1 charge as an action, you unleash this wave of terror in a 30-foot radius. Everyone in the area makes a DC 15 wisdom save. Fail. They become frightened for 1 minute. And while frightened this way, they're forced to use their movement to move away from you. Can't take reactions, have to dash or try to escape.
Sounds like a great way to clear a room, or at least control the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's the Oath Bow. Very rare long bow, needs attunement. This one's interesting.
Oath Bow. Sounds intense.
It is. You whisper, swift defeat, as a bonus action, then speak a command word as an action, targeting one creature you can see within 60 feet. That creature becomes your sworn enemy.
Sworn enemy.
For how long? Until it dies, or for 7 days, whichever comes first. Now, while your sworn enemy is within 60 feet, you get advantage on attack rolls against it with the bow. Advantage. Nice.
Your attacks ignore half and 3/4 cover against it. You don't suffer disadvantage for long-range shots against it. And you deal an extra 3d6 piercing damage on any hit against it.
Whoa!
Huge bonuses against one target.
Is there a downside? Yes. While your sworn enemy is within 60 feet, you have disadvantage on attack rolls with other weapons against any other creature. Talk about tunnel vision.
Indeed, a weapon for those with a very singular target in mind. Okay, the Radiant Sunblade. Rare longsword attunement.
Sunblade. I know this one.
Yeah? What's it do?
It functions as a longsword, versatile, so 1d8 or 1d10 damage, but it deals radiant damage instead of slashing.
The radiant damage base. Cool.
And it gets a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and it deals an extra 2d8 radiant damage against undead creatures. As a bonus action, you can make the blade shed sunlight bright 15 feet, dim 15 feet, or turn it off.
Ah, I see. The description says it's +2 attack damage normally, and the blade itself is radiant damage, 1d8, 1d10. The extra damage versus undead isn't listed in the basic rules version, but the sunlight part is right. Still, great against shadows and vampires.
Ah, okay. Good catch on the basic rules version. Still, radiant damage and sunlight. Perfect for banishing shadows. Okay, Sword of Life Stealing. Rare. Any sword attunement.
Life stealing. Sounds vampiric.
Kind of, if you score a critical hit with it against a living creature.
Yeah.
So not constructs or undead.
Yeah.
It deals an extra 10 necrotic damage, and you gain 10 temporary hit points.
A grim but effective way to get some temp HP in a fight. Okay. The Intriguing Sword of Sharpness. Very rare. Any slashing sword, attunement.
Sharpness. What makes it so sharp?
Well, first, if you use an action to attack an object or structure with it, you automatically deal maximum damage with all the weapon's damage dice. Slices right through.
Nice for breaking things.
Uh-huh.
What about creatures?
If you score a natural 20 on an attack roll against a creature, it takes an extra 14 slashing damage, and you have to roll another d20.
Oh, why?
If you roll another 20 on that second roll, you sever one of the creature's limbs. The DM decides the effect.
Whoa. Limb severing on a double nat 20. That's powerful and potentially gruesome.
Very. Oh, and as a bonus action, command word for light bright 10 feet, dim 10 feet.
Okay. The Sword of Wounding. Rare. Any sword attunement. This sounds unpleasant. Mm-hmm.
It is. Any hit points lost to this sword's damage can only be regained by finishing a short or long rest. Not by regeneration, healing magic, anything else.
Wow, prevents healing. Nasty.
And worse, once per turn, if you hit a creature with it, you can choose to inflict a wound. At the start of each of the wounded target's turns, it takes 104 necrotic damage for each wound you've given it with this sword.
Stacking necrotic damage. Ouch. How does it stop?
The target can make a DC 15 Constitution save at the end of its turn to end all the wound effects. Or someone else can use an action to make a DC 15 Wisdom Medicine check to stop them. A truly debilitating weapon. Okay, the somewhat niche Trident of Fish Command, uncommon Trident attunement.
Fish Command, oh really?
Yep. It has 3 charges, regains 1d3 daily. As an action, expend 1 charge pointed at a beast that has an innate swimming speed within 120 feet. That creature makes a DC 15 Wisdom save. Fails. It's charmed by you for 24 hours or until you or your allies harm it. While charmed, you can issue telepathic commands to it if you're within 120 feet, and it obeys. It's basically the dominant beast spell, but only on swimming creatures.
Situationally powerful for aquatic adventures, I guess.
Oh.
All right, the Simple Vicious Weapon. Rare. Any weapon type.
Vicious. What's it do?
It deals an extra 7 damage of its weapon type whenever you roll a natural 20 on your attack roll. Simple, punchy crit bonus.
Nice little extra damage. And finally, we reach the legendary Vorpal sword, legendary any slashing sword, attunement.
Vorpal. Snicker snack.
Exactly. It grants a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls. It ignores resistance to slashing damage.
Okay, good start. But the main thing.
The main thing, when you attack a creature that has at least 1 head with this sword and roll a natural 20 on the attack roll, you cut off one of the creature's heads.
Just off. Instant decapitation.
Yep. If the creature can't survive without the lost head, it dies instantly. Poof.
Whoa. Those are the exceptions.
It doesn't work if the creature is immune to slashing damage, doesn't have or need a head, has legendary actions, or if the DM decides the creature is just too big for its head to be lopped off by a sword.
Okay, so some limitations. What happens if it doesn't decapitate on a nat 20?
Then it just deals an extra 68 slashing damage instead. Still a massive hit.
A truly terrifying weapon of legend. And rounding out our weapon overview is the generic weapon +1, +2, or +3.
Can't forget those.
Yeah, provides a straightforward magical bonus to both attack and damage rolls based on its rarity. Uncommon, rare, very rare.
Yeah.
A reliable and versatile choice for any adventurer.
What an incredible and diverse array of enchanted armaments. Now let's step into the truly wondrous realm of, well, wondrous items.
Yes, this
yeah.
is where things get really creative and honestly sometimes just weird.
Absolutely. This category is a real grab bag of fascinating and often unique magical effects. Where do we even start?
How about amulets? We have the Amulet of Health. Rare, needs attunement. Simple. Your Constitution score becomes 19 while you wear it.
Instant toughness boost.
Then the Amulet of Proof against detection and location. Uncommon, attunement. Basically hides you from divination magic. Scrying, locate creature.
Yep.
Nope.
Super useful for stealthy types or hiding from powerful enemies. And the Amulet of the Plains. Very rare, attunement.
Ah, the Plane Hopper. Action to name a familiar location on another plane, then make a DC 15 intelligence check.
Seed?
You cast Plane Shift to that location. Fail. You cast Plane Shift to a random location. High stakes travel.
Definitely high stakes. Okay, then there's the incredibly useful Animated Shield. Very rare, attunement.
Animated Shield.
Yeah, bonus action, commanded to hover in the air. It protects you just as if you were wielding it, but your hands are completely free.
Whoa. Perfect for spellcasters needing somatic components or 2 weapon fighters. How long does it last?
1 minute, or until you use another bonus action to end it, or if you become incapacitated or die.
Still, a fantastic minute of hands-free defense. Okay, the legendary apparatus of the crab. This thing is wild.
Oh yeah, the crab tank.
It looks like a large metal barrel, right?
Yeah.
But it transforms into this submersible crab-like vehicle, holds 2 medium or smaller creatures.
And it's airtight, watertight.
Yep, for up to 10 hours of air. Swims and walks at 30 feet, has powerful claws for attacking, +8 to hit, 2d6 bludgeoning, or grappling, DC 15 escape. You control it with levers inside. Legendary.
Truly a marvel of magical engineering. Okay, how about the unpredictable bag of beans? Rare.
Well, the Chaos Bag. If you just dump the contents out, they explode. 10-foot radius, 5d4 fire damage, DC 15 dex save for half.
But the real fun is planting them.
Exactly. Plant 1 bean, wait 1 minute, and something random happens. Could be helpful, like toadstools appearing, a geyser, a friendly tree, a statue.
Or bad.
Or bad. Shriekers, poisonous toads, a bullet erupting from the ground. Or weird, like a fruit tree, giant eggs, a pyramid with a mummy lord, or even giant beanstalk. Total gamble.
A real gamble every time. Its darker, much more dangerous cousin is the bag of devouring. Very rare. Looks like a bag of holding, but isn't.
Oh yeah, this is the nasty one.
Very nasty. Any organic matter you put inside has a 50% chance of being instantly devoured. Gone.
And if you reach inside,
50% chance you get pulled in. DC 15 strength, save to escape on your turn. DC 20 strength check for someone outside to pull you out.
Yikes. What can it hold?
Only about 1 cubic foot of inanimate stuff. And once per day, it swallows 1 random item inside it, sending it to another plane if it's pierced or torn, destroyed. Contents lost to the astral plane. Definitely not your everyday backpack, okay? The reliable one. Bag of holding. Uncommon. An adventurer's best friend.
Yeah, the classic. Creates that bigger interior space, 2-foot diameter, 4 feet deep. Holds up to 500 pounds or 64 cubic feet of gear. Weighs only 15 pounds itself.
And retrieving an item.
Takes an action. But be careful. Overload it, pierce it, tear it. It ruptures, destroyed, contents scattered in the astral plane.
Same danger zone as the devouring bag, then.
Yep. Turning it inside out just empties it safely, though. Breathing creatures inside suffocate in minutes 10, divided by the number of creatures, minimum 1 minute.
And the big rule.
Don't put it inside another extra-dimensional space, like another bag of holding or portable hole. Instant destruction for both. Gate to the astral plane opens up. Boom.
Extra-dimensional storage comes with serious warnings. Okay, bag of tricks. Uncommon. Comes in gray, rust, and tan varieties.
The fuzzy animal bag. Action. Pull out a fuzzy object, throw it up to 20 feet. It transforms into a living creature. Which one depends on the bag's color and a D8 roll. Could be a rat, owl, mastiff, giant badger, bear, stuff like that.
Are they friendly?
Yep, friendly to you and your group, obeys your commands. Vanishes at dawn, or if it hits 0 HP. It's like a pocket-sized random menagerie.
Could be useful. Okay, beat of force. Rare. Usually find 100 U4 plus 4 of them.
The portable force field. Action. Throw it up to 60 feet. It explodes, first 10-foot radius, 5d4 force damage, DC 15 dex, save for half.
And then
it becomes a solid, opaque sphere of force, 10-foot radius, lasts 1 minute. It's breathable inside, but blocks all attacks and effects, in or out. Creatures inside can push against the walls to try and move it.
Handy defensive item. Belt of Dwarven kind. Rare attunement.
Get your dwarf on.
Yeah.
Increases your constitution score by 2, max 20. Gives advantage on persuasion checks with dwarves.
And beard.
50% chance you grow a glorious beard if you're capable. Plus, if you're not a dwarf, you also get advantage on poison saves, poison resistance, dark vision 60 feet, and you can speak, read, and write Dwarvish.
A culturally enriching and stat-boosting accessory indeed. And for raw physical might, the belts of giant strength. Various rarities, attunement needed for all.
Oh yeah, these are amazing. Hill Giant Strength sets your strength to 21. Rare.
Yeah.
Stonefrost Giant Strength to 23. Very rare. Fire Giant Strength to 25. Very rare. Cloud Giant Strength to 27. Legendary. And Storm Giant Strength, a staggering 29. Legendary.
Unbelievable power. Okay, footwear. Lots of boots. Boots of elven kind. Uncommon.
Sneaky Feet. Silent movement, advantage on stealth checks that rely on moving silently.
Boots of levitation. Rare attunement.
Cast Levitate on yourself at will. Action to activate.
Boots of speed.
Yeah.
Rare attunement.
Click your heels. Bonus action. Double your walking speed for 1 minute. Opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage. Click again to end early. Total of 10 minutes use per long rest.
And boots of striding and springing. Uncommon attunement.
These are great all-rounders. Your walking speed becomes 30 feet if it was lower. No speed reduction from encumbrance or heavy armor. And you triple your jump distance.
So many ways to enhance movement. Okay, bracers of defense. Rare attunement.
Simple but effective. Gives you a +2 bonus to AC if you are not wearing any armor or using a shield. Great for monks, wizards, sorcerers.
Right. Brazier of commanding fire elementals. Rare.
Eat a fire burning in it first. Then, action plus command word summons a fire elemental, just like the conjure elemental spell, once per dawn.
And the sensor of controlling air elementals. Rare.
Similar idea, but needs incense burning, summons an air elemental, once per dawn again.
Elemental allies at your beck and call. Brooch of shielding. Uncommon.
Nice little defensive piece. Grants resistance to force damage and complete immunity to the magic missile spell.
Magic missile immunity. That's handy. Carpet of flying. Very rare.
Aladdin time. Action plus command word makes it hover or fly. Speed and capacity depend on the carpet's size. They vary. You direct it verbally while you're on it.
Awesome travel. Chime of opening. Rare.
The lockpick chime. Strike it. Action. Point it up to 120 feet at a lock or latch. It opens. Unless it's magically protected, of course. Can also open stuck doors, chests, etc. Only 10 uses, though. Then it's just a chime.
Limited, but potentially crucial. Circulative blasting. Uncommon.
A little bit of range damage. Action to cast Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
But just one ray. Make a ranged spell attack with a +5 bonus, once per dawn.
Okay. Cloak of Arachnida. Very rare attunement.
Spider Cloak.
Yeah.
Gives resistance to poison damage. Gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Lets you walk on walls and ceilings, hands-free.
Like Spider-Man?
Basically, you're immune to being stuck in webs, can move through them easily, and once per dawn, action to cast the web spell, DC 13 save, but double the normal area.
Spider-like agility and web slinging indeed. Cloak of displacement. Rare attunement.
The Blurry Cloak. Projects an illusion. Makes attack rolls against you have disadvantage.
Always.
Almost. The effect stops working until the start of your next turn if you take any damage. Also suppressed if you're incapacitated, restrained, or can't move.
Still very good. Cloak of Elven kind. Uncommon. Attunement.
Sneaky Cloak. Hood up requires an action. You get advantage on stealth checks to hide, and creatures have disadvantage on perception checks using sight to find you. The cloak shifts color to help you blend.
Action to raise or lower the hood.
Yeah.
Got it. Cloak of protection. Uncommon. Attunement.
Simple, solid defense. +1 bonus to AC and all saving throws. Always good.
Essential for any adventurer. Cloak of the Bat. Rare. Attunement.
Stealthy and flighty. Advantage on stealth checks. While in dim light or darkness, you gain a flying speed of 40 feet.
Fly speed. Nice. Any catch.
Yeah, you lose the fly speed if you end your turn in bright light, or if you somehow can't maintain your grip or altitude. Also, while in dim light or darkness, you can use an action to polymorph into a bat.
Turn into a bat. Cool.
Yeah, you keep your mental stats, lasts up to an hour, or until you drop to 0 HP or dismiss it. Once per dawn for the bat form.
And Cloak of the Manta Ray. Uncommon.
Underwater breathing. Hood up. Action again. You can breathe underwater, and you get a swimming speed of 60 feet. Perfect for aquatic adventures.
Definitely. Cube of Force. Rare. Attunement.
The versatile force field box. It's a 1-inch cube, holds 36 charges, regains 1d20 daily. Action to press one of its 6 faces, Cost charges depending on the phase.
What does it do?
Creates a 15-foot cube force field centered on you.
Yeah.
Moves with you.
So.
Lasts 1 minute or until you press another phase, or the off phase, phase 6, or run out of charges.
And there are different phases.
Different effects.
Yeah.
Phase 1, 1 charge blocks spells. Phase 2, 2 charges blocks non-magical ranged attacks. Phase 3, 3 charges blocks magical ranged attacks. Phase 4, 4 charges blocks all spells and magical effects. Phase 5, 5 charges blocks everything except breathing creatures. Phase 6 turns it off. Lots of options.
An adaptable defensive tool. Decanter of endless water. Uncommon.
The name says it all. Action to tip it. 3 settings. Stream, 1 gallon round. Fountain, 5 gallons round. Or geyser, 30 gallons round.
Geyser.
Yeah, 30 foot long, 1 foot wide blast of water. Bonus action to aim it at a creature within 30 feet. DC 13 strength save, or they get knocked prone and take 1d4 bludgeoning. Can also knock over small objects or push bigger ones. Never run out of water.
Never underestimate the power of water. Okay, dusts. Dust of disappearance. Uncommon.
Poof. Invisibility powder. Action to throw it covers a 10-foot radius. Everything and everyone inside becomes invisible for 2d4 minutes.
Does it break?
Yep. The invisibility ends for anyone who attacks or casts a spell.
Dust of dryness. Uncommon. Comes in a pouch with 100d6 plus 4 pinches.
Weird stuff. Action. Sprinkle a pinch on water, up to a 15-foot cube. The water instantly becomes a tiny marble-sized pellet. Weighs the same as the water did.
It's as dense as water.
Yeah. Action to smash the pellet releases the water. Or, if you smash it against a water elemental, DC 13 con save takes 10d6 necrotic damage on a fail. Half on success.
Ouch! Okay, dust of sneezing and choking. Uncommon. Looks just like dust of disappearance. Uh-oh.
Yeah, nasty surprise. Action to throw, 30-foot radius. Everyone inside makes a DC 15 con save. Fail. You're incapacitated, sneezing uncontrollably and suffocating. Repeat the save at the end of each turn to end it. Lesser restoration also cures it.
Definitely not pleasant. Efficient quiver. Uncommon.
Like a bag of holding for ammo, 3 compartments, holds 60 arrows bolts, 18 javelins, 6 long items like bows or staffs, weighs almost nothing, 2 pounds. Draw any item as normal, no extra action. Super convenient.
Excellent organization. A Fruity bottle. Very rare.
Contains an Afridi. Action to remove the stopper, smoke pours out, Afridi appears. Roll D100 for what happened.
Like what?
Could attack you, 10%. Could offer to serve you for 1 hour, repeats 3 times, 80%. Or could offer 3 wishes, 10%. After the 3rd service or the wishes are granted, or if the Afridi dies, the bottle loses its magic. Risky.
A powerful but potentially volatile item. Elemental gems. Uncommon. Blue sapphire, yellow diamond, red corundum, emerald.
One-shot elemental summon. Action to break the gem. Summons an elemental of the corresponding type, air, earth, fire, water, as per the conjure elemental spell. Obeys you for 1 hour, then disappears. Gem is destroyed.
Handy in a pinch. Ever smoking bottle. Uncommon.
Instant smoke screen. Action to open it. Thick smoke fills a 60-foot radius, heavily obscured. Radius increases by 10 feet per minute while open. Max, 120 feet. Cloud lasts 10 minutes after you close it. Command word action. Wind disperses it, though.
Great for cover or confusion. Feather tokens. Uncommon. Various types.
Yeah. Anchor, bird, fam, swanboat, tree, whip. Action to use produces a specific effect, usually just once, like bird becomes a messenger raven, fan creates a gust of wind, swanboat becomes a boat. Handy one-shot effects.
Figurine of wondrous power. Rarity varies. Marble elephant, obsidian steed, silver raven are examples.
Pocket monsters. Action, speak command word, throw it up to 60 feet. It becomes a living creature if there's space. Under your control.
How long do they last?
Varies. Elephant, 24 hours, 7-day reuse. Obsidian steed, which is a nightmare. 24 hours, 5-day reuse. Raven, 12 hours, 2-day reuse. Can cast animal messenger at will. Some might ignore orders, especially the evil nightmare.
Magical transformations. Folding boat. Uncommon.
Starts as a small wooden box, 12 by 6 by 6 inches, 4 pounds. Floats. 3 command words, action each. First, unfolds into a 10-foot rowboat, holds 4. Second, unfolds into a 24-foot sailing ship, holds 15. Third, folds back into a box, only if empty.
From pocket size to seaworthy in seconds. Gauntlets of ogre power. Uncommon. Attunement.
Instant muscles. Sets your strength score to 19 while worn. Simple.
Gem of brightness. Uncommon.
Light and lasers. Has 50 charges. Action plus command. Sheds bright dim light. No charge cost. Bonus action to end. Action plus 1 charge. Beam attack. 60 feet plus 5 attack bonus. DC 15 con saver. Blinded 1 minute. Action plus 5 charges. 30-foot cone of light. DC 15 con saver. Blinded 1 minute. Runs out of charges. Becomes a non-magical 50 GP jewel.
Versatile. Gem of seeing. Rare attunement.
True sight. 3 charges. Regains 1d3 daily. Action 1 charge. Command word true sight. 120 feet for 10 minutes. Essential for seeing through illusions.
Powerful indeed. Gloves of missile snaring. Uncommon. Attunement.
Catch arrows. Reaction when hit by a ranged weapon attack. Reduce the damage by 1d10 plus your dex mod. If you reduce the damage to 0 and you have free hand and the projectile is small enough, you catch it.
Very cool defensive trick. Gloves of swimming and climbing. Uncommon attunement.
That's what it says. Grants a swimming speed and a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Oh wait, the basic rules say 40-foot swim climb speed. Even better.
Enhanced mobility. Handy haversack. Rare.
Another extra-dimensional bag, like the bag of holding's cousin. Back look. 2 side pouches. Retrieve item as bonus action. Main pouch. Retrieve as action. Holds 120 pounds, 30 cubic feet.
Same dangers.
Yep. Overload, pierce, tear destroyed, contents lost. Inside out, spill safely. Breathing creature, minus 10 minutes suffocation. Put it in another extra-dimensional space. Boom. Astral gate.
Gotta be careful with these. Hat of disguise. Uncommon attunement.
Master disguise. Action to cast disguise self at will. Lasts until you take the hat off. Simple, effective.
Helm of brilliance. Rare attunement.
Bling and blasting. Adorned with 6 gems. Various properties tied to charges gems. Light, no charge. Searing ray, 1 charge re, need to use gem. Daylight, 3 charges. Prismatic spray, 7 charges. Gems are destroyed on use. Also grants resistance to fire damage. BUT.
Uh-oh, another butt.
Yeah, if you fail a save versus fire damage, roll d20. On a 1, the helm explodes. Deals radiant damage based on remaining gems. Might destroy gems or helm. High risk, high reward.
Definitely. Helm of comprehending languages. Uncommon.
Casts comprehend languages at will. Action to use. Simple.
Helm of teleportation. Rare attunement.
Quick travel. 3 charges. Regains 1d3 daily. Action 1 charge. Casts teleport spell on yourself.
Very handy escape or travel option. Horn of Valhalla. Rarity varies. Silver, brass, bronze, iron.
Summon the spectral warriors. Blow the horn actions. Summons Viking-style berserkers. Number and power depend on the horn type. 2d4 plus 2 for silver, up to 5d4 plus 5 for iron.
Any requirements?
Yes, and they vary by horn type. None for silver, up to martial weapon proficiency for iron. If you blow it but don't meet the requirement, the berserkers attack you. If you do meet it, they're friendly and obey commands for 1 hour.
Summoning allies, but check the fine print. Horseshoes of a Zephyr. Very rare. Set of 4.
For your horse. Affix all 4. The horse floats 4 inches off the ground. Moves normally but leaves no tracks. Ignores difficult terrain. Can even move on water or mud. Normal speed up to 12 hours a day without exhaustion.
Hover horse. And horses of speed. Rare. Set of 4.
Simpler. Just increases the horse's walking speed by 30 feet.
Enhanced equestrian travel. Immovable rod. Uncommon.
The classic physics to fire.
Yeah.
Iron rod, button on one end. Action to press button, it's magically fixed in place. Holds up to 8,000 pounds. Press button again. Action to deactivate.
Can it be moved while active?
Yes, but it takes an action and a DC 30 strength check just to move it up to 10 feet. Almost impossible for most. Incredibly useful.
Instant fortress. Rare.
Pocket tower. Starts as a 1-inch metal cube. Action, place on ground, speak command word, instantly expands into a 20 by 20 foot square tower, 30 feet high.
Wow. Features.
Air slits, battlement on top, 2 floors inside with a ladder, trapdoor to roof. Sturdy adamantine door opens only to your bonus action command. Immune to knock spell, chime of opening.
How long does it last?
It just stays. Action plus command word, folds it back into a cube, but only as it's empty. Ejects anyone inside harmlessly.
Instant shelter indeed. Iron bands of binding. Rare.
Magical bolas. Starts as a fist-sized iron sphere. Action to throw up to 60 feet at a huge or smaller creature. Make a ranged attack, dex plus prof bonus. Hit, the sphere unfolds into metal bands that restrain the target.
How do they get free?
Target can use an action, DC 20 strength check to break the bands, destroys the item. Or the one who threw them can use a bonus action to release them. If you miss, or they break free, the bands will form into the sphere, usable once per dawn.
A way to magically subdue foes. Iron flask. Very rare, potentially legendary.
The creature catcher. Action, remove stopper, speak command word, target an extraplanar creature within 60 feet. DC 17, wisdom save, or trapped inside.
Trapped how?
Inside the flask. Doesn't need to breathe, eat, age, 1 creature at a time. Advantage on the save if they've been trapped before. Action to release them.
What if it's empty when opened?
Roll D100. Could be empty, could contain smoke, could summon various powerful creatures, some friendly, some hostile. Very risky.
A dangerous tool. Lantern of revealing. Uncommon.
See the invisible. Lit lantern. Needs oil, lasts 6 hours spent. Sheds bright, 30 feet dim, 30 feet. Invisible creatures and objects are visible as shadowy outlines in the bright light. Action to lower hood for dim light only. 5-foot radius.
Essential. Mantle of spell resistance. Rare. Attunement.
Simple and great. Advantage on saving throws against spells.
Valuable defense. Manual of bodily health. Very rare.
The Con Tome. Read it for 48 hours over max 6 days. Your constitution score permanently increases by 2, and your max Sigan also increases by 2. Then the book loses its magic for a century.
Permanent stat boosts are amazing. Mirror of life trapping. Very rare.
Creepy item.
Oh.
Large mirror. Gaze into it. Action. Target creature within 30 feet. DC 17, charisma save. Fail. Their soul is trapped in one of 12 extra-dimensional cells inside the mirror.
Trapped soul. What happens to the body?
Lifeless. The soul is aware inside the cell, but incapacitated. You can peer into the mirror. Action. To see the trapped souls. Break the mirror. Freeze everyone. Souls return to bodies if still viable. Special command words can command or release specific souls. Each use has a 10% chance to become non-magical.
A dangerous prison. Necklace of adaptation. Uncommon attunement.
Breathe anywhere. Allows you to breathe normally in any environment, underwater, vacuum, etc. Also gives advantage on saves versus harmful gases, vapors.
Perfect for hazardous exploration. Necklace of fireballs. Rare.
Wearable explosives. Comes with 1d6 plus 3 beads. Action. Detach a bead, throw it 60 feet. Explodes like a third-level fireball spell. DC 15, dex save. Bead is consumed.
Portable explosions. Okay, oils. Oil of etherealness. Rare.
Become a ghost. Takes 10 minutes to apply. 1 vial for medium, more for larger. Grants the effect of the etherealness spell for 1 hour.
Oil of sharpness. Very rare.
Weapon supercharger. Takes 1 minute to apply to 1 slashing piercing weapon or up to 5 ammo. For 1 hour, the coded item becomes magical and gets a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
+3. Wow. Oil of slipperiness. Uncommon.
Escape artist oil. Take 10 minutes to apply. 1 vial for medium plus. Grants the effect of the freedom of movement spell for 8 hours. Also gives advantage on checks to escape grapples or bonds.
Temporary magical boosts. Periapts. Periapt of health. Uncommon.
Disease immunity. Makes you immune to contracting diseases. If you already have one, it suppresses the effects while worn.
Periapt of proof against poison. Rare.
Poison immunity. Makes you immune to the poison condition and immune to poison damage.
Periapt of wound closure. Uncommon. Attunement.
Staying alive. Automatically stabilizes you if you start your turn dying. 0 HP. Also, you regain double the number of hit points whenever you spend hit dice to heal.
Valuable protections and healing aids. Filter of love. Uncommon.
The love potion. Drink it. You're charmed for 1 hour by the first creature you see within the next 10 minutes. If they're normally attracted to your race gender, it's true love, DM decides. Otherwise, just intense friendship infatuation. Rose-hued liquid, heart bubble when opened.
Beware accidental declarations. Pipes of haunting. Uncommon. Need proficiency with wind instruments.
Spooky tunes, 3 charges, regain 1d3 daily. Action, 1 charge, play eerie music. 30-foot radius, DC 15. With save or frighten for 1 minute, can repeat save end of turn. Non-hostiles auto-succeed. Success makes immune for 24 aiders. Can also charm rats while playing contests to check.
Spooky and versatile. Portable hole. Rare.
Another extra-dimensional space. Black cloth, 6-foot diameter. Action to unfold on solid surface creates a 10-foot deep hole. Climbing out. Action to fold it up. Closes hole. Contents stay inside.
Can you get trapped?
Yes. If inside when closed, DC 10 straight check to escape if you're within 5 feet. Suffocate in 10 minutes. And the big rule again.
Don't put it in a bag of holding.
Right. Or any other extra-dimensional space. Boom. Astral gate.
Got it. Potions. There are tons. Healing, regular, greater, superior, supreme, animal friendship, climbing, growth, diminution, heroism, invisibility. Right. Also, longevity, mind reading, poison, various strengths, resistance to a damage type, speed, strength, hill, frost, stone, fire, cloud, storm giant versions, vitality, lots of temporary buffs, rarity varies widely.
But watch out for the potion of illusion. Uncommon.
Illusion, what does it do?
It looks, smells, tastes like a beneficial potion, like healing. But it's actually poison. Drink it. Take 3d6 poison damage, DC 13 con, save or poison for 1 hour. While poisoned this way, take another 3d6 poison damage at the start of each turn. Damage reduces by 1d6 each time you succeed the save. Nasty trick.
Looks can definitely be deceiving. Quiver of Elana, uncommon.
Wait, didn't we do this? Efficient quiver.
Ah, you're right. Quiver of Elana is listed too. Seems identical to the efficient quiver description in the basic rules. Holds 60 arrows, bolts, 18 javelins, 6 long items. Draw is normal. Efficient storage.
Okay, good. Rings. Ring of animal influence. Rare.
More animal control. 3 charges. Regain 1d3 daily. Action. 1 charge. Cast animal friendship. DC 13. Fear. DC 13. Only beasts in TF3. Or speak with animals.
Ring of Genie summoning. Legendary attunement.
Summon a genie. Action plus command word. Genie appears 120 feet. Friendly obeys commands. Concentrate up to 1 hour max. Can't be summoned again for 24 hours. Ring becomes non-magical if genie dies.
Powerful summon. Rings of elemental command. Air, earth, fire, water. legendary attunement.
These are super powerful, granting major abilities tied to the element, like flight and lightning for air, earth glide and stone shape for earth, fire immunity and fireballs for fire, water breathing, and control water for water. Full details are complex, usually found in the DMG.
Gotcha. Ring of Evasion, rare attunement.
Save Helper, 3 charges, regain a 1d3 daily. Reaction when you fail a dex, expend 1 charge to succeed instead. Lifesaver.
Ring of Feather Falling, rare attunement.
No splat. Descend 60-foot round, take no falling damage, always useful.
Ring of Free Action, rare attunement.
Mobility Master. No extra movement cost for difficult terrain. Magic can't reduce your speed or paralyze or restrain you. Underwater movement isn't penalized. Amazing for fighters.
Ring of Protection, rare attunement.
Simple defense boost. +1 bonus to AC and all saving throws, like a mini cloak of protection.
Ring of Resistance, rare attunement.
Choose your resistance. Grants resistance to 1 damage type, acid, cold, fire, etc. DM chooses or roll randomly. Gem type often indicates the resistance. For example, pearl for acid. Ring of Shooting Stars, very rare, attunement, outdoors at night.
Cosmic Power, at will in dim dark. Cast Dancing Lights or Light. Has 6 charges. Regain 1d6 daily. Expend charges for Fairy Fire, 1 charge. Ball Lightning, 2 charges. Summons electrical spheres you can move. Or Shooting Stars, 1 to 3 charges. Launch fire emotes that explode.
Ring of Swimming, uncommon.
Grants a swimming speed of 40 feet. Simple.
Ring of Telekinesis, very rare, attunement.
Mind over matter. Cast telekinesis spell at will, but only on objects not worn or carried. Still super useful.
Ring of the Ram, rare, attunement.
Force Blast. 3 charges. Regain 1d3 daily. Action. 1/3 charges. Make ranged spell attack. +7 bonus. Deals 2d10 force damage per charge. Pushes target 5 feet per charge. Or R. Use action plus charges to help break an object. +5 straight per charge.
Ring of 3 Wishes, legendary.
The ultimate prize. 3 charges. Action. 1 charge. Cast the wish spell. Becomes non-magical after the last charge. Game changing.
Ring of Warmth, uncommon, attunement.
Stay toasty. Resistance to cold damage. Unharmed by temps down to -50 F.
Ring of Water Walking, uncommon.
Walk on water. Stand and move on any liquid surface as if it were solid ground.
Ring of X-ray Vision, rare, attunement.
See-through stuff? Action plus command see through solid matter, 30-foot radius, for 1 minute. See through 1-foot stone, 1-inch metal, 3-foot wood dirt. Thicker stuff or lead blocks it. You two use it again before a long rest.
Yeah.
DC 15 con, save or gain a level of exhaustion. Risky.
Rib of Eyes, rare, attunement.
Creepy couture. Covered in magic eyes, see in all directions, advantage on sight perception, dark vision 120 feet, see invisible ethereal 120 feet.
Yeah.
BUT, disadvantage on insight checks, too distracting. Eyes can't close, light sensitivity, disadvantage in bright light, weird trade-offs.
Sensory overload, row of useful items, uncommon.
Patchwork power. Covered in embroidered patches, action. Detach a patch. Becomes the real item. Examples. Bag of 100 GP, iron door, gems, 10-foot ladder, horse 10-foot pit, healing potions, robo, spell scroll, mastis, window, portable ram. Tons of stuff. Check the D100 table. Patches don't replenish.
A walking utility belt, rod of lordly might, legendary attunement.
The ultimate weapon rod. Functions as a +3 magic mace baseline. Has 6 buttons.
Yes.
Bonus action press. Button 1 becomes flame tongue longsword. Button 2 +3 battle axe. Button 3 +3 spear. Button 4 extends into 50-foot climbing pole, holds 4,000 pounds. Button 5 becomes battering ram, +10 spec check. Button 6 normal form, +points north, tells depth height.
Wow, that's already amazing.
More. Oh yeah, drain life. Hit with rod, dashes DC 17. Con save or take 46 necrotic. You regain half once per dawn. Spell turning. Reaction on fail save versus single target spell. Turn it back on caster. Paralyze. Hit creature Nasha DC 17 strand save or paralyzed 1 min. Can repeat save. Comes to sense. Button 6. It's loaded. Wait, checking the basic rules again. Okay, list drain life, 46 necrotic, DC 17 con save. Spell turning. Reaction to redirect spell targeting only you. And abilities to cast Force Cage. Action 5 charges, DC 17. And Wall of Force. Action 5 charges, DC 17. Still incredibly powerful.
An incredibly versatile artifact level rod, rod of security, very rare.
Pocket Dimension Vacation. Action to activate transports you and up to 199 willing creatures you can see to an extraplanar paradise. Safe, sustains you, heal 1 HG per hour, no aging. Lasts up to 200 days divided by number of creatures. Action or time runs out. Reappear at origin, 10-day reuse. Amazing reset button.
A much-needed break. Rope of Climbing, uncommon.
Magical climbing gear. 60-foot silk rope, 3 pounds, holds 2,000 pounds. Action plus command animates. Bonus action command other end to move. 10-foot turn, max length, stop. Can fastened in fasten, not coil itself. Knotted by 50 feet. Advantage on climb checks. Tough. AC 20 HP. Regens.
Rope of Entanglement, Uncommon.
Magical binding rope, 30 feet, 3 pounds. Action plus command, far end darts, 20 feet to entangle target. DC 15 dex save or restrained. Restrained can action, DC 15 stair check, to break free. Wait, basic rule says DC 20 straight check to break. Tougher than I thought. Action to command it to release.
Useful control tools. Slippers, spider climbing. Uncommon. Attunement.
Wall crawling. Move on vertical surfaces and upside down ceilings at walking speed, hands free. Doesn't work on slippery surfaces, though.
Perfect for stealth. Sovereign glue. Legendary.
Permanent stickiness. Apply. 1 minute, 1 ounce, covers 1 SQF. Permanently bonds objects. Only broken by universal solvent, oil of etherealness, or wish. Stored in container coated with oil of slipperiness. Comes in 1d6 plus 1 ounce usually.
Incredibly strong. Spell scroll. Rarity varies by spell level.
One-shot spells. Contains a single spell. If it's on your class list, read and cast. Normal casting time, no material components needed. Words fade, scroll crumbles. If spell level is higher than you can normally cast, a ability check, DC 10 plus spell level, using your spell casting stat. Fail. Spell fizzle. Scroll gone. Wizard can copy scroll into spellbook, destroy a scroll on success or fail, save DCAC Curious based on spell level, cantrip, first dot common, DC 13 plus 5 attack, etc., up to 9th level legendary.
Magical spells for anyone, sometimes. Staff of Charming, rare attunement by Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
Enchantment focus. Hold 10 charges, regain 1d8 plus 2 daily, 5% chance to break on last charge. Action, 1 charge, most cast Charm Person, Command, or Comprehend languages uses your spell save DC. Also, reaction, turn failed save versus single target enchantment into success once per dawn. Or, if you succeed a save versus single target enchantment, you man your reaction. 1 charge, turn spell back on caster.
A boon for enchanters. Staff of Fire, very rare, attunement by Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
Firepower. Resistance to fire damage. 10 charges. Regain 1d6 plus 4 daily, 5% break chance. Action, 1 plus charges. Cast Burning Hands, 1. Fireball, 3. Wall of Fire, 4. Uses your DC.
Staff of Frost, very rare, attunement by Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
Ice Power. Resistance to cold damage. 10 charges. Regain 1d6 plus 4 daily, 5% break chance vanishes. Action, 1 plus charges. Cast Cone of Cold, 5. Fog Cloud, 1. Ice Storm, 4. Wall of Ice, 4. Uses your DC.
Powerful elemental magic. Staff of Power, very rare, attunement by Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
Big Arcane Stick. Functions as +2 quarterstaff. Holding it. +2 bonus to AC, saves, and spell attacks. 20 charges. Regain 2d8 plus 4 daily. 5% break chance only keeps. +2 weapon bonus. 5% chance to regain 1d8 plus 2 charges instead. Spells, no charge. Arcane Lock, detect magic and large reduced, light, mage hand protection, feeble good. Spells cost charges. Code of Cold 5, Fireball 3, hold monster 5, levitate. Yep. Action, break it. 30-foot radius explosion centered on it. Deals force damage based on remaining charges.
Yeah.
DC 17, dex save half. You have a chance to plane shift away safely. Staff destroyed. Huge risk reward finisher.
Immense power. Staff of Striking, very rare, attunement.
Whacking Stick. Functions as +3 quarterstaff. 10 charges, regain 1d6 plus 4 daily, 5% break chance. When you hit a Clammet, spin up to 3 charges, deal extra 1d6 force damage per charge. Simple damage boost.
Staff of Swarming Insects, rare, attunement by Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
Bugs. 10 charges, regain 1d6 plus 4 daily, 5% break chance, swarm, destroy staff. Spells, action plus charges. Giant Insect 4, Insect Plate 5. Also Insect Cloud, action 1 charge. 30-foot radius harmless insects swirl around you, heavily obscured for others. Moves with you, lasts 10 minutes, wind disperses. Uses your DC.
Battlefield control via bugs, Staff of the Magi. Legendary, attunement by Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
The Ultimate Wizard Staff. +2 quarterstaff, +2 spell attacks. 50 charges, regain 46 plus 2 daily. 5% chance on last charge to regain 1d12 plus 1. Spell absorption. Reaction when targeted by spell. Try to absorb it. Check needed. Cancel spell. Gain charges equals spell level. BOT absorb over 50 charges. Staff explodes. Like Retributive Strike. Spells no charge. Same as Staff of Power, Arcane Lock, etc. Spells cost charges. Dispel Magic 3. Fireball 3. Fly 2. Invisibility 2. Knock 2. Platswell 3. Plane Shift 7. Telekinesis 5. Uses your DC. Also has Retributive Strike. Break action. Boom Plane Shift. Insane power.
Unimaginable arcane power. Staff of the Python. Uncommon. Attunement by Cleric, Druid, Warlock.
Snake Staff. Action plus command plus throw. 10 feet pace staff becomes a giant constrictor snake under your control. Separate initiative. Lasts 1 hour. Bonus action command is snake returns to staff form. Reverts if killed too.
Staff of the Woodlands. Rare. Attunement by Druid.
Nature power. +2 quarterstaff, +2 spell attacks. 10 charges, regain 1d6 plus 4 daily, 5% break chance. Spells, action plus charges. Animal Friendship 1, Awaken 5, Barkskin 2, Locate Animals Plants 2, Speak with Animals 1, Speak with Plants 3, Wall of Thorns, uses your DC. Also casts Pass Without Trace, no charge. And Tree Form. Action, 1 charge, plant an earth staff becomes part of living tree for 24 H's. Return with command.
A powerful tool for druids. Staff of Thunder and Lightning. Very rare. Attunement.
Storm power, plus 2 quarterstaff. Properties, once per dawn each. Lightning, hit and made extra 2d6 lightning. Thunder, hit and made of DC 17, con saver, stunned 1 turn. Thunderclap, action made as 15-foot cone, 2d6 thunder, DC 17, con saver, deafened 1 minute. Lightning strike, action made of 100-foot line, 5 feet wide, 46 lightning, DC 17, dex, save half, staff, useless till dawn after this. Thunder and lightning, action tier to use both lightning strike and thunderclap at once. Doesn't expend daily uses of those, it's just this combined one.
Elemental devastation. Staff of Withering. Rare. Attunement by Cleric Druid Warlock.
Debuff stick, quarterstaff. 3 charges, regain 1d3 daily, hit, expend 1 charge extra 2d10 necrotic damage, and target makes DC 15 con saves, or has disadvantage on Starcon checks and saves for 1 hour. Nasty debuff.
Stones of Controlling Elementals. Rare. Earth and water versions.
Summoning stones. Touch ground, earth, or water. Water action plus command summon corresponding elemental, like conjure elemental. Obeys 1 hour, once per dawn.
Stone of Good Luck. Luck Stone. Uncommon. Attunement.
Simple bonus charm. +1 bonus to all ability checks and saving throws. Always useful.
Subtle but welcome. Talismans of Good Evil. Legendary Alignment Attunement.
Powerful alignment items. Pure good. Attune good. Neutral touches -6d6 radiant. Evil touches -8d6 radiant. Good Cleric Paladin uses +2 holy symbol. 7 charges. Action 1 charge nor target evil creature 120 feet. DC 20. Dex save or fall into flaming fissure. Destroyed. No remains. Last charge use destroys talisman.
And the evil one.
Ultimate evil. Attune evil. Neutral touches -66 necrotic. Good touches -86 necrotic. Evil Cleric Paladin uses +2 holy symbol. 6 charges. Action 1 charge line and target. Good creature 120 feet. DC 20. Dex save or fall into fissure. Destroyed. Last charge used dissolves talisman. Very potent, very specific.
Talisman of the Sphere. Legendary Attunement requires Arcana proficiency.
Sphere of Annihilation control. Holding it, double proficiency bonus on Arcana checks to control a sphere. Start controlling sphere in action to levitate 10 feet plus 10 feet per mod above it. Helps manage the dangerous sphere.
Very niche but powerful. Tome of Understanding. Very rare.
The WIS tome. Read 48 hours, 6 days, mild +2 wisdom, +2 max wisdom. Loses magic for a century.
Another permanent stat boost. Universal Solvent. Legendary.
Glue remover. Dissolves any adhesive, even sovereign glue on touch. Action 1 is Crew FT. Strong alcohol smell. Essential counter to sovereign glue.
For sticky situations. Wands. Wand of Binding. Rare. Attunement by a spellcaster.
Hold'em Wand. 7 charges. Regain 1d6 +1 daily, 5% break chance. Spells action plus charge, DC 17. Hold monster, 5 charges. Hold person, 2 charges. Also, reaction +1 charge, give advantage on save versus paralyze or restrain, or R advantage on grapple escape check.
Wand of Enemy Detection. Rare. Attunement.
Hostile radar. 7 charges, regain 1d6 +1 daily, 5% break chance. Action 1 charge, no direction to nearest hostile creature within 60 feet, not distance, for 1 min. Senses ethereal, invisible, hidden, etc.
Wand of Fear. Rare. Attunement.
Spooky Wand. 7 charges, regain 1d6 +1 daily, 5% break chance. Action +1 charge, make a command spell, DC 15. Action +2 charges, Madist. Cone of Fear, 60, 15 way to save her, frightened 1 min.
Wand of Fireballs. Rare. Attunement by
Aguk Dick. 7 charges, regain 1d6 +1 daily, 5% break chance. Action 1 plus charges, 8 is Fireball, DC 15. 1 charge is a 3rd level spell, +1 level per extra charge. Classic Blaster Wand.
Wand of Lightning Bolts. Rare. Attunement by spellcaster.
Dap Stick. Same as Wand of Fireballs, charges, break chance, but cast Lightning Bolt, DC 15 instead. 1 charge, 8 level. Wand of Magic Detection. Uncommon. Simple Scanner. 3 charges. Regain 1d3 daily. Action 1 charge Stupida. Detect magic.
Wand of Magic Missiles. Uncommon.
Pew pew pew. 7 charges. Regain 1d6 +1 daily. 5% break chance. Action 1 plus charges Mevzi's Magic Missile. 1 charge equals 1st level spell +1 level per extra charge. Reliable damage.
Wand of Paralysis. Rare. Attunement by spellcaster.
Freeze Ray. 7 charges. Regain 1d6 +1 daily. 5% break chance. Action 1 charge. Shoot Blue Ray 60 feet. Target makes DC 15, con save or paralyzed 1 minute, can repeat save end of turn. Potent control.
Wand of Secrets. Uncommon.
Trap Finder. 3 charges, regain 1d3 daily. Action 1 charge daily, points towards nearest secret door or trap within 30 feet. Doesn't specify which or where exactly, just direction.
Wand of the War Mage, +1, +2, +3. Uncommon, rare, very rare. Attunement by spellcaster.
Spell attack booster. Grants +1, +2, +3 bonus to spell attack rolls. Also lets you ignore half cover when making spell attacks. Great for offensive casters.
Wand of Web. Uncommon. Attunement by spellcaster.
Sticky Situation Wand. 7 charges. Regain 1d6 +1 daily, 5% break chance. Action 1 charges web spell, DC 15. Good battlefield control.
Wand of Wonder, rare attunement by
The
spellcasting.
Chaos Wand. 7 charges, regain 1d6 plus 1 daily, 5% break chance rumbles to dust. Action, 1 charge, meta roll D100 for random effect. Could cast Slow, Fairy Fire, Gust of Wind, Stinking Cloud, Lightning Bolt, Fireball, Invisibility. Could summon an animal, make it rain, grow grass, make gems shoot out, turn your skin blue, even petrify you. Wildly unpredictable. Spell save DC 15 if needed.
A truly staggering collection, and we haven't even covered everything Wondrous yet.
Right, like the Well of Many Worlds.
Yeah.
Legendary. Unfold into a portal to a random other plane. Action to close. A 1d8 hours reuse.
Or the Wind Fan, uncommon. Cast Gust of Wind, DC 13. Once per dawn guaranteed, then cumulative 20% chance to break on later uses.
Winged Boots. Uncommon attunement. Fly speed, walking speed. Up to 4 hours total use. Min 1 min flights. Regains 2 hours flight per 12 hours unused.
And Wings of Flying, rare attunement. Action plus command, grow wings. Bat or bird.
Cool.
Fly speed, 60 feet. Last 1 hour or until command again. 1d 12-hour reuse time.
Phew. That's a lot of wondrous items just from the basic rules. And we can't forget the really big guns, artifacts.
Right, the basic rules just touch upon them, mentioning their immense power and uniqueness. They give the Orb of Dragonkind as an example.
Yeah, that etched crystal globe.
Mm-hmm.
Needs attunement, involves a tricky DC 15 charisma save to control it versus being charmed by it. Gives control over dragons, but also has specific, difficult destruction methods.
Exactly. Artifacts aren't just powerful items. They're often central to massive campaigns, world-changing events. They have history, personality, immense impact.
Definitely beyond typical magic items. So, okay, as we kind of wrap up this massive deep dive into D&D 5e magic items, what are the key takeaways for you, our listeners?
Well, firstly, I think really mastering those fundamental rules is key. Understanding attunement, activation methods, how charges work, the limits on wearing things. That's essential for actually using items effectively in your game.
Yeah, these aren't just, fancy trinkets you pick up. They can drastically change what your character can do. Combat, exploration, social stuff. Knowing how and when to use that potion of invisibility or that wand of fireballs. Huge difference.
And it's absolutely crucial to pay close attention to the specific description of each item you find. Read it carefully, understand the benefits, sure, but also the limits, activation requirements, and especially any potential drawbacks or curses.
Right. You do not want to mistake that bag of devouring for a regular bag of holding.
Definitely not. That leads to bad times.
And remember, magic items are more than just loot, right? They can be amazing rewards. They can drive the plot forward. They can be the entire reason for an adventure. They just add so much possibility to D&D.
Precisely. They're a huge part of what makes D&D so engaging and imaginative. They offer endless chances for creativity, strategy, and just those unforgettable moments around the table.
Well said. So now we turn it over to you, our fantastic listeners. What are some of your absolute favorite magic items in D&D? What makes them so special to you? Let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories too. Memorable moments with magic items, maybe a clever use that saved the day, or a hilarious mistake caused by misunderstanding something. Share your tales.
And hey, if there are other D&D topics you want us to dive deep into, let us know in the comments too. Your suggestions really help us out. And while you're down there, you know the drill. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more D&D insights, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive.
And finally, we'll leave you with a little something to think about. If you could bring one magic item from D&D into our real world, keeping in mind all the potential consequences, which one would you choose, and maybe more importantly, why?
Ooh, that's a great question. Lots to consider there. Think carefully. Until our next deep dive, may your rolls be high and your loot, well, may it be magical.